So hello everyone and welcome to the best things that you can do in Paphos. So Paphos, the city famous for being the birthplace of the Greek goddess Aphrodite, home to more archaeological sites than you could ever wish for, and obviously lots of beautiful beaches. And speaking of beaches, let's start right there. So right now we're doing the coastal walk that goes across essentially the entire coastline of the city of Paphos. I'm not even going to attempt to try and give you the best beach in Paphos because I think that's pretty much an impossible question to answer. All the beaches here are just amazing. And the beaches of Paphos are actually a little unique due to the view that you can see from there, because way off in the distance here you might be able to notice this shipwreck. And it's not every day you see one of those in your beach view. And speaking of shipwrecks, make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video when we leave the city of Paphos itself and see some things in the larger districts, because I have a really special shipwreck for you then. So now let's head to our first stop of the video, which is none other than one of the best archaeological sites in Cyprus. Very cool. We are in the tombs of the kings. So what this is an underground burial complex for important people in ancient Cyprus, and it's just so amazingly well preserved, so much so that it is a World Heritage Site, and it initially dates back to the 4th century BC, so old stuff. So we're right in the underground sections right now.
So it's really cool that you can see these really well preserved Doric columns. And it has all of these small little chambers you can look into. I can stand now.
Oh, just about. Always a cat in Cyprus, eh?
Everywhere. In the mountains, in the tombs. Look how thick it is. It's a thick cat.
So after this we had one more archaeological site to explore in Paphos, and this one is famous for a whole other reason. So the remains here mostly date back to the 4th century BC, and one of the most iconic things, well, multiple that are here, are these mosaics like the one behind me. This one looks amazing.
Yeah, it's so well preserved, it's incredible. This actually depicts a battle between the Minotaur and Theseus in Crete.
The best thing about these mosaics as well is they kind of look like they were only just made yesterday in a way. And what's really great is they're actually found by a farmer out ploughing his fields here in 1962. Imagine stumbling across this. So behind me you can see the ancient Odeon, which actually is still used today. So if you like, you can actually see a show here. So that summarizes our exploration of all of the archaeological sites of Paphos. We're now back along the coastal path, looking at some Cypriot artworks that you can see lining this path, and we're heading right over there next, which is Paphos Castle. So let's go. So we soon found out that they were still in the process of building the coastal path at the time of our visit, so we had to take a bit of a rocky detour at the end. But after a while, we reached Paphos Castle.
So this castle was actually built in the Frankish time, and you can actually see one of the original towers. It had 2 of them. This has been reconstructed.
And we have a lovely soundtrack as well, the bird song of Paphos. So you can get great views over the very noisy right now harbour from here. So yeah, because of the noise, I'm not going to talk and enjoy some footage of Paphos Harbour.
So here we are at Paphos Harbour, where you can take boat trips with all of these really interesting ships behind me. But we're a bit hungry, so we're going to skip that and get some lunch.
So obviously Paphos is packed full of amazing restaurants, so you'll be spoiled for choice. After our much needed food, we admired the views from the picturesque promenade and then walked to our final stop in the city, which was this.
This is the cat sanctuary
It
over
seems
here.
so, it is, yeah. They're protecting the pillar. So this small church itself was constructed in the 13th century, but I'm going to show you this just outside the church. And this is St. Paul's Pillar, which is the exact pillar where Paul the Apostle was said to be tied and lashed 39 times for trying to spread Christianity to Cyprus. And this pillar is still standing today, over 2,000 years later. So now we reach the point in the video in which we leave Paphos city and explore the region of Paphos as a whole, and we begin by driving 20 minutes down the coast to none other than one of the most famous locations in all Cyprus. So, welcome to a windy day by Aphrodite's rock. We can actually climb it, which we didn't realise, so should we do that first?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah? Let's try it.
Let's go.
So when we get to the top of this rock, I'm going to tell you some of the many other things that you can do in the district of Paphos as a whole. We'll admire the views from the top. Up.
You're up?
Oh, what a view. Okay, so now that we've just climbed Aphrodite's rock, let me tell you a little bit about some of the other things that you can do in this area. And the first one I want to mention is literally next door to this, but much less known about, and that is Cape Aspro, one of our favourite hikes we have ever done in Cyprus. We can actually see it from the top of the rock. The scenery there was astounding. Now I will go to something else that is right next to Paphos, and that is Foinikas, the remains of an old abandoned village on the shores of this picturesque reservoir. This village had families living in it less than 50 years ago, but now it is just a shell of what it once was. But the beauty of nature taking over and just being able to take a very unique look into the lives of these villagers before this village was abandoned. And continuing on with the theme of abandoned places now, just a little bit north of the city of Paphos, only around a half-hour drive, is this shipwreck. Cyprus is home to a lot of shipwrecks, but this one is my favourite. It is so close to shore that you kind of can't even comprehend how it got there. And if you do want to see about more of any of these places in detail, by the way, please do click the links down in the description or at the end of this video. You can even see my full Cyprus playlist. We have visited all of these locations and more, so much more in depth, so you can really learn about the history of these places and our experiences in them. So going up from here, I want to also talk about the Akamas National Forest Park, home to this, which is the best view that we have seen so far in Cyprus. When you get to this viewpoint here and can just see the entire coastline of the Akamas Peninsula, nothing can compare to it. It is astounding. And so with that, that summarizes our video and exploration of Paphos. Really hope you enjoyed it. We're just here right now, settling down to the sunset behind me and some wonderful Sotiras, which you have to get if you come to Cyprus. Please subscribe if you did enjoy the video and found it helpful and want to see more from all over Cyprus, because we have many videos. I will link the full playlist here. And also, if you want to see some more things around Paphos, feel free to click right here, because we visited more locations in the district of Paphos as a whole, more in depth in that one, and saw some really unique and interesting stuff. So yes, thank you for watching and goodbye.